Welcome everyone once again. I hope everyone is having a good day and you're staying safe. Today we have another good one. We're making some Jamaican curry goat. So stay tuned, get your ingredients, and let's get going. To make the best tasting curry goat, you're going to need the better pack curry. I find that this one works better. You're gonna need black pepper, sazon, salt, smoked paprika, some Old Bay. You're gonna need garlic powder and onion powder. You're gonna need some Mrs. Dash or chicken seasoning. You can use whatever seasoning you like. And then I'm gonna be cutting some green onions, then garlic and hot pepper, ginger for sure, and my onion. And then we're going to be using a little bit of thyme as well. So let me go ahead now and prepare our meat so we can wash it in vinegar water and some lime juice after we have cut them in cubes. I'm going to show you how I cut them, so let's get into the video. So now we're going to cut the goat meat into pieces, just like this. We can remove the excess fat from it. So you want them about this size to cook. And then I'm going to show you again. Let's take off some of this fat here. You can just clean it up and take off some of the fat. Do that later. And then we just cut here. And I have a little bone here, so I'm just gonna leave a little meat on it. And then you're just gonna do that for the remainder of your goat meat. And once you're done doing that, then you're just gonna wash in vinegar water. You can see that this has a little bit of fat here too, so that's why it's so hard to cut. So this is what the meat look like. And the ones with the bone, I just leave a little bit meat on it so that can get the flavor of the bone in the meat. And so then we're gonna pour some vinegar on it, and then we're gonna rinse it in water for about 2 to 3 minutes. So now that it's done, we're just gonna pat dry to remove the excess water that may have settled out in our goat meat. And then we're gonna start to add the powdered seasoning. You can add whatever powdered seasoning you prefer. So this is my seasonings that I like to add here, just to give it some flavor. So you just choose what you like. And we're going to let this marinate overnight so that all the flavors get into our meat. So just continue. This is about 1.25 pounds of meat, so I'm putting about 1/4 teaspoon of curry powder, and then we can burn the rest when we cook it in the morning. And so then we're going to put some dried thyme that I have here, and then we cut up our fresh herbs on our meat like so. Then we're going to do our onion. And then we're going to be grating our garlic. And then just do the same thing for your ginger. Because this lets the curry even taste more fresh, and to prevent a stomach ache from the curry, you just add some ginger. And then we're going to be adding a little bit of pepper, hot pepper, if you so desire, not too much that it's so spicy. And then you just massage the seasons in the meat like this. You see how the meat has all the seasoning on it. That's how you want your meat to look. Then you're just gonna cover and let it marinate overnight. So see you tomorrow. So welcome back today. I have my curry goat that we seasoned yesterday and has been marinating overnight. And so we're going to get into preparing this, and you're going to need some oil. You need a clove of garlic and then a little piece of ginger here. So let's get into preparing our curry goat. Oh, and you're going to need to put your kettle on low flame with some water so you can use it once you begin cooking your curry goat to make it tender quickly. And if you have a pressure cooker, you can use that as well. That will cut down on your cooking time. So let's get into cooking our curry goat just in a pot, not in your pressure cooker. Okay, so now we're going to pour some grapeseed oil in our skillet on a medium flame. And then we're going to be putting, you can just press your garlic to put in so it can burn like that. And then you can just cut your ginger and just pour it in and let them burn in there. And then you're going to need a little bit of curry. Because remember, we only put about 1/4 teaspoon yesterday. We're putting another 1/4 teaspoon now. And then we're just going to let that burn in the oil for about a minute or two. And then we'll start to put our goat meat in. So now then we're just going to move this around a little bit just to make sure our curry is ready to go, which it looks like it is. So now we're going to be putting in our meat because we don't want it to be too burnt before we put in our meat. So then you're just gonna, let's pull it over here so you can see. Then you're just gonna scrape your seasoning from your meat, and then you just put the meat side down like so. scrape off it because you don't want the seasoning to be burned inside your skillet. As you can see here, so I place my seasonings back into the refrigerator, since this is not the pressure cooker, and even if it's a pressure cooker you don't want to get sick, so you put the seasoning back in your refrigerator until you need it, and then you just stir like you see I'm doing here, and then you just cover up and let it steam its own juices before you start to add water to tenderize it. So we'll come back once we're ready to add our water. So it has been 20 minutes and this is what the meat looks like. So we're gonna stir and give it another, maybe we can just add the water now and let it start to tenderize some more. So you wanna stir it and get the color bright, and if you have a lot of fat you want to make sure it's well burned, and then you just scoop out the fat that may be lingering. You just lean your pot to the side and then you just scoop out, but I don't have a lot of fat on this one, so then we'll just go ahead and add water. Okay, so we're going to add the water now. We're going to continue. Once the water gets reduced, you continue to add until your meat becomes tender. Just stir to make sure it's evenly coated on your goat meat. And we'll see you back in about 20 minutes when I'm adding my second portion, just to show you the process. So see you then. It's been about half an hour, and so we're going to check it again and just add some more water here. And as I said, you'll continue to do that until your meat is tender. So I'm going to be adding, you notice it's starting to shrink from the bone, so you know our cooking is going well. So I'm going to add about the same amount of water again that I have on a very low flame, so it's warm water. And then you're just going to continue to do that until it's tender. Once it's tender, then I'll come back and then we'll finish up with our seasonings, and we'll add some potato and carrots as well. So see you then. So it's been about an hour and 15 minutes, and so after adding water several times to get it tenderized, and you see from my fork here it's tender and it's breaking apart, so you know that the meat is cooked, and that's how you want yours to be. And I thought I had potatoes but none, so we'll just use carrots for this recipe. So I have 2 carrots I'm going to be cutting up, and then we're going to put it in and season as we go. So we'll be right back. So I have washed and stripped my carrot, and then we're just going to cut them in like a little bit slant, just to give them a better look. Like you see I'm doing here, you can see the shape's just a little slantish instead of the normal circular way. And then we're going to put them in our curry, and the same seasonings that we used before, the ones that's sitting in the fridge, you're just going to put those in, and then the same powder seasoning that you used to season it up, you're going to use it to season this water. You can put coconut milk if you'd like. I'm not putting coconut milk in this one. So let's finish doing this and then we'll get to seasoning our pot, because that's the most important. So now we're adding the carrots that we just cut up here, and then our seasoning that we seasoned up our meat with, we're gonna squirt those in, and then we're gonna add some fresh ones to it as well, and then we're just going to add a little bit of the powder seasoning that we used before. So I'm just gonna pour some of the hot water from here. This time we don't need as much water since the meat is already tender and the carrot won't take that long to cook. And so then we're gonna be doing now our seasonings. So I'm starting with my black pepper, Old Bay, putting in some onion powder, garlic powder, a little bit of my regular seasoning, some sweet paprika, and then I have some herb seasoning. Once you get those in, then you just, I have a little sazon too. I forgot I use the sazon. So let's add some. You can taste if you'd like, if the flavor, if it needs a little bit more salt. You just stir this around like so. Then I'm going to be adding some pimento seeds and some fresh onion, and then we just go and then I have green onion and a little piece of thyme, and then we're going to just stir this in like so. And then you're gonna just pour a little bit more water to cook your seasonings, and then we'll come back in about 7 to 10 minutes to show you the finished product. So see you then. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes and this is what it looks like. I'm going to give it a final stir here. You can see we have gravy already made. This is the consistency. See how yellow it is. So this is our curry goat. Enjoy. It smells real good, so I know you guys will love it. At this goodness, a finished product. I just plated up with some rice and vegetable, and bon appetit. Enjoy. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know how it turned out for you. And we'll see you on the next one. Remember to subscribe, turn on that notification so you do not miss anything.